Welcome and welcome back to the Whole Bucket and some more of Darcy's December Daily. I got really lucky in what days I got, and today is what do you wish for in the new year? At least I think that's what it is. You know what? I should really look because I don't remember exact wording, and it might be a good idea to know. What is the exact wording? There's hope for the future. What do you want in the new year? Okay, so I had the gist of it. I just didn't have the words. So, here's what I'm going to do. We're going to make this box right here. And inside this box is a little journal. And we're going to start all over, right? But we're going to make this little thingy right here. And I have some plans for how to use this to talk about what I want in the new year. And do a little bit of chatting about New Year's resolutions and such. This is from a kit from Debbie at Ink and Page. It was a freebie. She gave it away a few weeks back, so I don't know if you can get this anymore or not, but I'll tell you something. Debbie at Ink and Page has freebies every Monday, and they are fabulous. And yeah, they're fabulous every time. So while I'm chatting at you, don't mind me, I'm reaching at things that I knocked off my desk a minute ago as I was turning on the camera, because I thought that would be fun. Okay, I got it. Whew. Okay. So anywho, we're going to make this, again, this was my practice one, and I made it out of paper, because I forgot to check what my printer was printing on, but it was practice one anyway. And then look at all of these, lots and lots of fussy cut stuff, tea bags that are not part of this, and a jar that's not part of this. Sorry about that. Stars and tags and cards and pockets and fussy cut decorations and full-size papers and some Yule poems and some blank pages with lines, a bunch of ATCs. Okay, so in other words, this is a fairly sizable kit, let alone getting it for free, right? So, I am going to skedaddle and cut all this stuff out and come back to you when it's all ready to not be a pile of paper and it's ready to turn into stuff. And then we'll talk more about the new year and what's coming up in the new year and what I want from my new year. And we'll see what else we talk about. Who knows? Okay, hang in there. I'll be back in one shake of a lamb's tail. Okay, well, I kind of forgot that I was supposed to get back to you and film stuff. That's not the first time I've done that. Gotten a little carried away in my crafting and forgot what I was doing, and I'm supposed to be recording. So I have the book ready to be sewn together. I made a cover out of one of the sheets of paper. We'll look at that in a minute. I cut out the pieces of the box that this is going to go in. And we're going to get this glued together, and then we'll take a look at the book. So I did the inside of the box in the patterns they came in, and then I did the outside of the box in the wood tone that comes in it. So this is a Yule box kit thing, right? So it is seasonal, but I want to make this for the whole year. So I'm just going to use pieces of this that aren't necessarily Yule season. And there's plenty of it. I mean, I think some of the pages are going to be, I think some of the pages are going to feel quite winter, even during parts of the year that are not winter, but that's okay. It is perfectly all right for that to be the case. So I'm going to take some Vintage Photo and do some edging. Oh my, look at, oh my, oh my. Okay, so I re-inked this and I forgot that I sort of slipped. Anyway, this is not a great color for this either. Oh my, I didn't realize that this would be so different. Vintage Photo is quite yellow, and this wood tone is a very orange, I mean red, very red. I might have chosen differently if I had more colors of inks. I mean, I do. I have browns that would probably go better with this than Vintage Photo, but they take so long to dry. I thought this would work better than it does, and it will dry faster than some of those other ones. Okay, anyway, anywho, we're going to get this box put together regardless of what it turns out like, because as I go, just like pretty much everything we make in the junk journal world and mixed media world, it will come together if you just keep going. It'll come together. It'll all be all right. It's just paper. Even if it's not, if I hate it when it's done and I can't make it work and I just get frustrated, I will cover the box with something else. Or I'll print another one. It's always a possibility. It really doesn't come to that. So as I keep talking and working on this, we'll talk about, we will at some point get to the point where I'm dealing with how I'm not happy with Vintage Photo with this wood tone and how we're going to make it work. Certainly one of the ways I could make it work would be to take this dauber, right, and just kind of smudge all over the box and just change the tone overall, or just a bit even would make a difference. But I'm not going to just do that right off the bat. I'm going to go ahead and make it the way it is and see what I think when I get that far. So I cut the tip off of this bottle to get big globs of glue out because it's almost gone, but now it's not gone. Now it's not gone, and it's just got a giant outlet for glue. I wonder how gloppy I'm gonna get. I mean, I usually get pretty gloppy anyway. Alright, so I'm going to straighten this out because I don't have it even Steven. A little bit more of an odd Todd here. Anybody else remember those? Alright, there we go. Very nice. Now, we have a little slider box, so this is like a matchbook kind of thing, right? This bit, so this one folds over like so, and these flaps get trapped inside the longer ends. It's because of the way I cut it. You can cut it the other way and it doesn't really matter all that much. I just thought since the longer ends, you know, are longer, good grief, there's a brilliant sentence. The longer ends are longer. You don't say. Okay, anyways, I thought this little extra bit, even though it's not much in extra support, it would be good to have it on the longer ends. So that's what's happening. All right, there we go. And there we go. So I am going to tuck the little flap in as I fold the long bits over. And go down to the other end and make sure they get tucked in down there too. Why isn't it fitting properly? Oh my, I may have cut things a little wonky. If you also get this kit and you cut things a little wonky, trim. So one of the things you really should do, and I obviously did not, and I didn't last time I made this either, is you should fold all the folds up and make sure everything fits together the way it should. I obviously did not do that, and I obviously should have, because I've definitely trimmed something not quite right, and I could have fixed it if I had not put gobs of glue all over this thing already. There we go. It'll all work out though. I'll just put little extra creases down there at the bottom. Right down here at the bottom, I'll just crease that little extra spot right here, and it will get down there in the corner. It'll make a little bit of an extra fold, but it'll be all right. It won't matter all that much when it's all said and done. All right, there we go. And now I have the long sides and the little tabs cut in, so now all I need is some glue here to tuck this bit in, like so. And do the same on the other end. My glue oozing all over the place. There we go. All right, there we go. Oh man. Oh man. Now I'm fussing with it too much. I'm accidentally pulling the stuff apart when the glue is still wet, but not wet enough to get stuff back in where it goes. Oh well. Look at that. Look at that beautiful thing. Look at that. A lovely box. I had this happen last time too, that the box or the cover was a little bit longer than the box, and I did end up trimming to adjust this overhang. I don't think you have to. In fact, I think it's probably meant to be that way, because what happens is without that little bit of overhang, then the top could just, you know, collapse down into the box. So this is actually helpful. So, and this is far less than last time. Last time it was much more overhang because I had not trimmed the paper properly. So, if you end up with overhang and you're not happy with how long it is, go ahead and trim it or not. as you see fit for your box. All right, let's get this thing sewn together because I'm just rambling, and we need to talk about my wishes for the new year. So I'm going to use this book to do something that I've heard of and meant to do in the past, but I've never done, and that is to choose a word for each month. Rather than a New Year's resolution, right? Not have my what I want to accomplish for myself in the year to be one thing, to rather have it be a theme. And I've heard people doing a theme for the year, like a word for that year, which would be this year, 2025. Good grief. I'm not sure what's happening here, so I'm gonna get this lined up. All right, there we go. Anywho, so I like that idea of having a word, but I don't want one word for the whole year. And I don't want to make resolutions because, I mean, has anybody ever been successful at a New Year's resolution? I'm sure there are people who have. I am not one of those people, and I don't know any people who are those people. So, I think, therefore I am. I'm going to tie this on the outside. So, wherever you want to tie your signatures together, start your sewing there. If you're doing the 3-hole pamphlet stitch. So, that's what I'm doing. 3 holes, pamphlet stitch, and I want it to tie on the outside when I'm done. So I'm going to start there, and I'm going to leave a long tail because I left a lot of extra string all the way down to the bottom. You know what I didn't do? Okay. I was going to say I didn't check to make sure the pages were all facing the right direction, but I think maybe I did. So I'm going to dare. I'm just going to live on the edge, man. I'm just going to try it and see what happens. I might end up with a completely upside down book, which would be fine, because then I could just, you know, say I meant to do that. Or I might end up with a book that's partly upside down and partly upside right. And then that will be interesting. Okay. So I left lots of extra cord, like I said, right? Because I'm thinking I'm going to turn this into bookmarks. Maybe. Definitely some kind of decoration, and it might just have to be out of the way when I'm writing. So I might just want to make sure that my dingle is at least this long so that, you know, it's not under my book, making it terribly awkward to write. All right, back to what's going in the book. So a word or a theme or a something for each month. And I'm not going to decide what they are until the end of each month. So it's the end of December. I will decide soon-ish, maybe even before we finish recording tonight, what my first word will be. What is my word for January of 2025? I wonder if I can make this just stay together but not make a full commitment, because I want it to stay out of my way. That might work. We'll see. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh my, this is a fat little thing. Okay, so this comes with a lot of pages, but I actually put a few extra in there so that I have 2 for every month, I think. Is that seriously what I did? I think I did. Okay. I'm not sure what my very first, I'm not sure what my first word will be, but I'm going to pick a word. Oh, okay. So I have a kitty sitting on my cheat sheet over to the side. But it says I'm going to do a word, and then I'm going to apply that word to community, family, home, and then myself, body, mind, and spirit. So six ways that I'm going to try to apply whatever the word of the month is. I am, first of all, making the rule that this is no fuss, right? So I am not going to like say I have to meet goals in all 6 of those places or it's a failure. That would be ridiculous because, first of all, I don't know how much you know about me, but I am not always going to be able to do very much stuff. So with that in mind, I need to be nicer to me. And I don't want that to be my goal. I just want that to be a given. So I'm going to write some kind of words somewhere saying, knock it off when I'm not being very nice to me. Okay, we have somebody passing through. Hello, Malik. Just passing through, huh? Yeah, I'm going to put up some kind of a reminder that I don't have to, be perfect and meet every goal, and it doesn't really mean anything. It's just reminders so that you don't lose focus on what's important to you, right? Or at least that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to do things to make me not lose focus on what's important to me, because when things get busy and I get distracted, it gets so hard to get back on track with what I wanted to do before life interrupted me. So what do I mean by all of that? I mean, I'm sure a lot of you already know exactly what I mean by that because it's pretty normal life stuff. But in case you're wondering what in the world I'm mumbling on and on about, it's really just, let's say, let's say a kitty gets sick. Sorry, kitties, I'm throwing you under the bus. I'm jinxing you. Okay, let's say one of my kitties gets sick. Well, then I can't record videos and I can't do art and I can't, I forget to take my medicine. Oh my gosh, I'll forget to take my medicine and then I'll get sick or more sick or just off kilter or whatever. And then I'll sleep for 3 days and then I'll have to recover from that, which takes a couple more days, which then I didn't do my laundry and whatever. It's all like a giant train, right? All the things in life that one little thing goes wrong and then all of a sudden everything is out of control. Why? Well, because I'm chaotic by nature anyway, and because I have health issues that make it really, really, really hard to keep up with normal life anyway. So throw a wrench in it, and my goodness, the straws that just come tumbling out of the camel's basket. Yeah, that's right. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Everybody has that, right? Like when I say I have health issues and stuff, first of all, everybody's got stuff to deal with. And everybody has a different breaking point. Like for me, it might just be that simple. Like one of the cats got sick. Oh no, now we got to go take a vet trip. And maybe just that getting dressed on cat recovery day, maybe just that is enough to throw everything off whack for a couple of weeks. That's not even an exaggeration. That's true. And then am I going to be mad at myself for the whole month because I only had 2 functioning weeks in that month? So I messed everything up. Throw it away. It's no good. Right? Let's not even make this book then, because, I'm going to mess up and I'm going to lose 2 weeks in a month. And then what was the point? Old school thinking. The point was you had 2 weeks where you solidly focused on things that were important when things are smooth. When things are not smooth, there might be other priorities. Okay. So, I should learn to be nice to me when I've met my limit. But there are people who have, like everybody's limit's different, but there are people who have much higher tolerance to take care of most of the world collapsing, and they're still able to keep on track. But then there's a straw that's one too many for them too. And there's people who can handle far less than I do. Whatever your circumstance is, be nice to yourself. Whenever that limit happens and everything goes tumbling, be nice. So, I need a reminder that when all the dominoes tumble, I need to be nice. It's okay. Dominoes tumble. It happens. What are you gonna do? That's life. All right. So yeah, okay. That's one thing. We need to be nice, right? And then one word for each month, and then to apply it. So I think January is going to be something like calm. Or ponder. I love the word ponder. It's a good word. I'm not sure what the word will be, but we'll figure it out here in a few minutes. And let's see. We'll do the first page together for sure. So here's what I'm thinking. I need a word that will help me understand that right now things are a little out of control, and all I want to do in the month of January is get things under control a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect, right? Doesn't have to be perfect. But I'd like to see what would happen if I have a schedule that I'm supposed to live by and I don't. And it would make my health much better if I did. But it's not real life friendly. But I'd like to give it a shot. So I'd like to spend some time thinking about the schedule and how to maybe make it a little bit more realistic so that I can be a little bit successful at it and see if it's actually going to make that big of a difference in my life. That's one thing I'd like to do. Another thing that I would like to do is for my art, I want to do what I call Just the Bits January. So it's really just a mass make month. And I know there's mass make March, and some people do that, but I like to start my new year with, a fresh outlook, with new supplies and everything set and everything ready to go. So I do my mass make in January. I call it Just the Bits. As I already said, I'm repeating myself as I always do. And what I want to do there is to get myself set up to make journals, because I made very few actual full-size journals last year. And it made, don't get me wrong, the things I did end up making I liked, but I want to make some journals. I'm hemming and hawing, but that's really just all there is to it. I just want to make some actual full journals. I have so many projects to create journals that it's getting ridiculous right now. And I am going to set myself up to be successful in that. Also, I want to donate, most of them, to causes. So that's going to be my community thing. When I think about community, for whatever the word is for that month, when I think about community, it's going to be about who can I donate to? Who might need this thing, right? And I'm going to sell some stuff, hopefully. That requires finding an audience for that kind of thing, right? But hopefully I sell some journals, and some other things, maybe some journal making supplies, and maybe some kits that people could use to decorate their own journals. I have all these ideas. I always have ideas. Anyway, if I sell stuff, it's going to go into supporting my art and making art, right? And then my art will go to mostly donation. That's what I want for the new year. Planning how to do that and how to get support enough to do that is a little tricky. So that's another thing I want to do, is I want to look into how to do that, because I have looked a little bit into how to become a nonprofit, and that's harder than becoming a small business. So I don't think that's like in my wheelhouse. No, I don't think that's in my near future. It's definitely not in my wheelhouse. I could learn. I could figure it out. But it just doesn't make sense right now. So anyway, I'm going to learn how to create my own situation that works for me. So for community, I have some learning to do. So I have some studying to do about, here's my paper, by the way. This is also a holiday stuff cheat sheet. But for New Year wishes, I wanted to create my own book, and I had it laid out different before. But I'm going to use this instead. But I did want a word for the month, some info for each of these things for the month, and then break it down by week. I don't even know what I meant by that. That's how great I am at my notes. I don't even understand what I meant. But let's give it a shot here. So we're going to start with January. Guess what? Because that's where the year starts. You know what? I'm going to write January inside the moon. Why not? I'm not sure what my pen caught on right there, but it caught on something and made a funky J. January 20. I almost wrote a 4. 2025. So here's what I was mumbling over and over and over all about. I'm going to figure out a word. The word is going to have to mean something like just chill out and prepare yourself. Maybe it's prepare. Maybe that's the word. I'm going to write it down just in case. Maybe that's the word. So for, so I have 6 things, right? So they're outside myself at large. They are community, and what do I want to prepare for my community stuff? So I need to learn about nonprofit stuff. I do think that's off the table for me for now, from what I've learned so far, but I don't know that completely. So in case there's stuff I didn't realize yet, I'm going to do some more studying about that. And then also learn about Ko-Fi or coffee or there's Patreon and the like. I'm just going to write and such. So I'm going to learn about all those things, right? Okay, maybe this is why I did 2 pages for each one. So there's community and then home. No, yeah, home. community, home. This is really very messy. I already don't like this and want to tear the pages out of it. If that happens to you too, don't tear the pages out. Let it be the way it is. I'll do better next month. I might even do better when I turn the page. We'll see. But we have home, and what if ponder is my word? No, prepare. If prepare is my word, what do I want to do for home? Garden or no garden? I don't think I can keep up with a garden anymore. I sure wish I had a fruit tree though. I would love a fruit tree, or 5. I could grow fruit trees all across the back of my lot, right? I mean, it's not a big lot. It's just a regular yard. But I'm just saying, rather than a garden, maybe I could have fruit trees. Of course, I'm getting kind of old. It's probably too late for fruit trees. Whatever. And family. So that would mean my husband, my child or children, whichever happens. 2 of my children are out of the house and live on their own and have stuff of their own. So I don't necessarily plan for stuff about them, but, you know. And my 4 kitties. So family, what would I want to prepare in January for the year for my kitties and my husband and my son? You see how I put first? Kitties are first. Hello. I'm going to add art supplies. Organized. That would be preparing, right? I know I'm going to make a bunch. I'm doing this wrong. Okay, there's no such thing as wrong, but I'm not liking how I'm doing this. So family, I don't really know. I have to think about that some more, but I'm going to turn the page and pretend this is a continuation of January. $20, $25. You know, you are kind of in the way, mister. All right, so let's pretend I have the next 3 things on this side. Now, here's why I'm wondering how I'm thinking about this stuff and why I said I'm doing it wrong, even though there's no such thing, right? Mind. That's actually where I would want to learn about the things like how do nonprofits work and how do those other fundraiser kinds of things work. But they're under community. Maybe, okay. So not maybe, actually, I'll just keep this stuff strictly only about me personally. So what do I do to, oh my goodness, help my body if I want to ponder, like, figure out a schedule. So I know what I'm supposed to do, but it's extremely complicated, so I never do it. So you know what I need to do is just figure out something that I actually will do. For my brain, which I like to try to keep healthy if I can. Maybe I should read a book. I haven't read a book in a really long time. But actually, this is just pondering. So maybe brainstorm ideas. Ideas for intellectual growth, mind growth, brain power. Ideas for brainstorm ideas for what? I don't know. Spirit. Meditation. Plan. What and where? That's an easy one for me. I need to create a spot that's like super comfy and supports my body, even if sitting or whatever is hard that day. So that one's easy. Brainstorm ideas for my brain. Okay, that's a little silly, or a lot silly. Such as read, write, plan campaigns, plan D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, let's go backward a little bit. That's enough ideas for me. For body, figure out a schedule and organize meds. I need a medication system. I actually don't think I need a new system. I just need to get back on what I used to do, because I'm kind of screwing up my meds lately. Not cool. Not cool at all. All right, so go back to this page then, and we might have a plan. Okay, community, learn about how to do nonprofit stuff. And if I can't do a legal nonprofit thingy, how am I going to do it on my own? Easy enough. Home, garden or no, and art supplies organized. So one thing outside the home and one thing inside the home, and I'll just, if the word ends up being prepare, there we go. There we go. Oh, hey, if it's prepare, here's a question. Where does Just the Bits January go? It kind of goes to body, mind, and spirit, and it's for the community, and it's in my home. And it affects my kitties. Can you tell? So I'm not really sure where to put that. But Just the Bits January needs to be on here. And what about family? I'm going to prepare more prep cooking. That might always be on there, which is kind of a cop-out, but is super, super, super important. What else? Oh, I don't know what else. And actually, I'm gonna leave that, and I put parentheses in there to plan more prep weekend recipe blocks. Eek. Yeah, that's pretty contrived. So I'll do that. I'll do that. possibly in January. Okay, so now back to where in the world am I going to keep track of just the bits? I don't know. So I'm going to go ahead and write up here, prepare. Somewhere I'm going to have to write the stay calm, be nice, right? But right now I'm going to say prepare. Because I can't do any of the other stuff until I am prepared to do so. And then I guess I'm just going to write down here as kind of a note, just the bits. And maybe that's applicable. Maybe that's fine, because look at what I'm doing here. So just the bits is about business and art and whatever. And maybe I need to have a business section in here. But it's just the bits about community stuff too. And home stuff. You need to decide what you're going to do, and you have to get the supplies organized. And it's just the bits. You can't do prep cooking without a lot of pre-planning. Well, at least the way I do it, you can't. Just the bits. Starting with a schedule would be a really good thing. And mind. Yeah. Since I am so completely clueless about what I want to do for this one, of course I need just the bits. And spirit. The what and where, so prepare the bits. So I am preparing just the bits for all of those different things. And I absolutely 100% for February do need a thing that says business. Or maybe it doesn't need to say business. I need to not be so pushy about that. Maybe it just says art. I don't know. I'm going to think about that. If you have any ideas or tips, make sure that you let me know what you think, how you think you could reason that stuff out. So I just took you through a little bit of a journey on how I'm trying to think of this stuff and what I'm trying to think of. How am I going to approach this year? But this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep this little book, and I'm going to keep it in this little box. There we go. Sorry about the camera jittering. It's got too much info. Can't keep up. There we go. That's because my kitty is in the picture. There, I'll cover up his butt. And it's trying to process all his fur. And my computer can't do that because my computer is really wimpy. Anywho, I'm going to keep my little monthly journal in this box and keep it up on my shelf right in front of my face so that I can look at it every now and then and be reminded of what it is I've decided is important. Possibly even get one of those little easels and put this up so I can see it right in front of my face. But I like having everything that I want to try to remember in a place and written so I don't forget. All right, so I will be right back again. I'm going to hit that pause button and try to get some of the decorating stuff from underneath my cat's behind. or convince him he should probably sleep somewhere else. We'll see. And we'll decorate this thing. Okay, there it is. In our last 10 minutes, I'm going to talk about what I decided to do here. I was trying to think of my words, right? And last year, the year before, for a lot of years, I liked the phrase, be here, be now, be happy. I still love that one. And I don't have it anywhere in my studio, so I think I might have to create a be here, be now, be happy poster or something and put that up somewhere too, because I often forget to be here, be now, be happy. And it's such good advice. But I wanted new words. Not the monthly ones, just the to live by all the time ones. And I was having trouble. I thought calm would just be it, but it just didn't say enough. And I wasn't sure how to keep the book in the box and still keep stuff out for me to see and remember at the same time. So I don't really know what this is going to accomplish, but I'm gonna glue these two strips down to this cover of the box. Just because I feel like making some kind of collage-y bit out of it. Because why not, right? It's only paper. If I hate it, I can just make it again. I'll just do it again. Why are you stuck so adamantly already? Anywho, so I started thinking about other words that would be good. And I fall into alliteration an awful lot. And I ran into some letter C words that I like a lot to go with calm. So I have calm and curious and compassion and create. And I wasn't really sure how to put them together. I had them a few different ways before I ended up with this particular order to put them in. So now I ended up here because this is going to be advice to myself should I need, actually just in general life, right? But should I need to deal with a situation, let's just say it that way. Should a situation arise that poses a bit of a challenge in life to me, I am going to stay calm, be curious, act with compassion, and use said energies / lessons / whatever to create. Ha! All right, there I go. Yes, I am a giant dork face. Alliteration and silly phrases and what have you get me every time. So this is not like great decorations, right? But this is what's going on my box, and it's gonna sit right in front of my face. So every weekend, or every first and last day of the week, something like that, I'll look at the book and I'll take a look at the different areas that I've wanted to do something in. So this month, the do something word is prepare. So I'll go look at the things once or twice a week and think, what does this mean for this week? Are there some actionable things, right? Some actual things to do in that prepare kind of thing. And I'll write those down, and then I'll also look at how I did the past week and how it went. What do I want to do the next week? Maybe it's going to stay the same because I didn't get anything done. Maybe it's going to change because I got tons done, or I abandoned whatever it was I was doing, which could happen. So whatever the case, right? I pondered. I came up with something actionable to prepare, and I'm checking in to see how I did. Am I going to progress now? But all the rest of the time, this box is going to hold the book and be closed, and it's going to have these words on it so that if I am up against some sort of challenge, I will remember that this is how I want to approach challenges in life. And they can be personal. It can be just me, right? Like maybe I crashed and I slept for 3 days. Gosh, that just drives me nuts. So stay calm, lady. It's not the end of the world. Curious. How do you want to fix it? What really matters? How do you get back on track? Treat yourself with compassion. And once you feel calm, curious, and compassionate, create some stuff, because creating things always makes me feel better. And if it's another challenge, if it's an outside myself challenge, you know, there's not enough money for X, Y, or Z, or someone said mean things, or you know, someone I care about is in really bad situation and I don't know how to help them. What can I do? So I want to approach all of those different kinds of things with the same sort of process. Take a breath. Calm down. Calm down. You're not going to help anybody if you're freaking out. Do I freak out? Sometimes. Sometimes. Stay calm. Be curious. What's the real situation? What is really most important here? How am I involved, if at all, because I borrow other people's trouble all the time because I want to help. Is there really anything I can do? Is there really anything I should do? Should I just keep my nose out of it? Oh my goodness, because I'm kind of a nosy twerp. And then whatever my reaction is, make sure I'm reacting with compassion. To myself or to others, or preferably to all of the above. So there we go. There is my project for Darcy's December daily. And what do I want in the new year? I want to plan for myself, for my mental health, my spiritual health, and my physical health. I want to keep in my brain, my home, my community, and my family. My home, meaning my physical, the presence, the place I live at. Oh, look how I am covered in vintage photo. I want to approach life with these 4 words in mind. I wish for everybody else on the planet, unless you are a bad guy, if you're not hurting anybody in the world, then I wish that whatever you wish for your year comes to you. I wish for, you know, world peace and happiness and prosperity to whatever degree people want it. all those silly unattainable things. These, I think, are pretty attainable. I think I can do this. Okay. See you next time.